Spencer Schreiner. I'm a history major, or social studies raw field, and a communications minor. Hopefully going to strive to teach secondary level, like high school, maybe middle school. I don't know if I'm quite there yet to deal with middle schoolers, but we'll see how that goes. This is my model that I decided I want to try to incorporate. It's kind of a mix of, I don't know, it's just caring, productive teacher-student relationships. Basically what this is getting to know every student in your class, like individually, creating a very good relationship with each student so that they feel comfortable. The big goal about this is comfortability and creating like a positive climate environment. And if you create a good bond with your student, that'll hopefully kind of web out and it'll create good relationships between all your students. So it's just going to be a big happy environment basically. And my own take on this is pretty much making sure to show that you care for each student and make sure that you're there like to help them. I look at teaching as half, like you need to obviously teach them what your curriculum is and all that. But the other half is you need to be there for them, helping them learn the best they can and being there for them through whatever trials they're going through. Like high school, everybody remembers everything about high school. Like you want to be there as a teacher, as a role model to help them out with everything that they need. So some strategies along with this that I found, kind of a mix of visual cues and your eyes telling you you're listening. And this is pretty much nonverbal cues, like just like if someone is talking, just to like kind of back them down a little bit. I read that there's a lot of, students can encounter a lot of verbal directions throughout the day, so sometimes it's a bit more relaxing on the brain to use nonverbals just to get your point across. And then the your eyes method works by basically just waiting until all eyes are on you. You don't want to get into it. I mean, it's their time to learn, and if they want to use that time by talking, not learning, that's going to reflect in how they perform, and I think they'll catch on to that. So you want to show them that they need to use their time wisely by not doing anything until they're ready for you. So. And then kind of going along with that is talking while walking around with seating arrangements. This is also one of those combos. Teaching while walking around, which I'll demonstrate right now, is just kind of, keeping mobile. It kind of keeps student focus on you. And mixed with the seating arrangements, this can really help enhance group work depending on how you arrange your seats. Like, this is just an example of a classroom I grew up with. The door, hopefully 2 chalkboards, and then the stars where like the teacher's desk sort of is. And you can see I have each student kind of divided up into small pods. And the red circles indicate students that may have some issues with behavior, maybe they need more help with things. So I have the red circles representing students that you could place closer to your desk so that you can kind of monitor them a little bit closer. And then green circles as students that are a bit more high excelling. So you'd want to kind of diversify them so that they can help out other students. And this promotes learning kind of for everybody. So, because they'll be learning by teaching others, and the others will be able to learn more on a smaller scale than the teacher just kind of throwing stuff at you. And the yellow lines indicate going along with the teaching while walking around. In like the groups that I have set up here, you can kind of see fairly that you want easy access to be able to reach all your students, and that goes along with the overall model of building strong relationships with your students. If they need help, you can easily access, get up close to them and be like, what do you need? That sort of thing. So. And then another thing with getting to know your students is a student survey, which I printed off and you guys can now take, which is a short way to get to know, at least the example that I printed off is, there are questions on there that can help direct how your students want to learn, how they feel they learn best, and what they like in a teacher. You can try to reflect that in your own teaching. So I'll give you guys a few minutes if you want to go through and fill that out. can kind of talk